Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, DJ Strip, and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, going to be giving you a update and a recap and a shout out or a plea to the Drip community to stop doing this. And I'm going to explain what this is in this video. And it's in reference to some previous videos I put out with some information on the projected potential of where drip can go. Shouts out to the bulk of my community, like 99%, 98% understand whenever I put out information and show projections or analysis. They understand it as information. They don't cry about the information and scream FUD. But there's like 1% for some odd reason when it comes to drip. Any information that it's not moon boy bullish, people see it as FUD. And I want to actually go to Gareth Soloway to give an example of how people should be analyzing their investments and what he does with Bitcoin. So if you're not familiar with Gareth Soloway, he is a proven market strategist, been 20 years in the industry. He called the top of Bitcoin at 65K and it got to 69. He was like the only one out there in the industry doing so. He's a little bit more of a bear. He's more of an analyst, right? But his current information is very, very bearish. So if you listen to his current stuff, he talks about how low Bitcoin can go and all this other stuff like that when everybody else is calling for the bottom to already be in. And he's like one of the only few people going, nope, it can possibly go lower. And gave some projections of that. But what I want to get into is just to listen to how he describes this and using the fundamentals and analysis. And then he gives some very key information that the drip community can take away to look at and use for their own investment thesis and strategies. So this is a clip from Gareth Soloway. I don't know exactly what channel he was on when he did this, but Savvy Finance curates a lot of content. You guys seen me use them before. They're a great resource. So just playing a clip from him where he was talking on somebody else's podcast or an interview or whatever the case may be. But what's important is how he looks at Bitcoin in regards to fundamentals. So please take a listen and then we'll dissect this a bit.
I think it's Austin. It's one of the important things to really understand is that for me, I'm a trader for 20 years. Bitcoin may not get down to 9,000, and I fully understand that. But for me, in my risk assessment, how I kind of allocate money, I have to be prepared for it to go down that low. So what have I done? Well, I've basically started to accumulate a hodl position on Bitcoin. I put 100K in Bitcoin already in this general vicinity. And what I've decided to do is every 3,000 down, I'll just put another 100K in. And I'm just going to be very robotic about that so that if Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin only goes to 12,000, at least I have some exposure if it starts to rip higher. If it goes down to 9,000, or let's say, hopefully not, but 6,000, I'll just continue to dollar cost average in. And I think that's the way that I want most investors to think about it, because it's too hard, even for me, to pick an exact bottom. I mean, that's like a 1 in a million thing. Like, yes, I called the top at 69,000, but in all fairness, I was calling it at around 65. So I wasn't exactly dead on. But again, that's that same sort of thing that you get close, you might not get exact. We're close to the bottom. Don't get discouraged by these big bearish headlines that come out. That's part of a market that is bottoming. So as you get more bearish sentiment out there, as people freak out more, try to separate yourself from that emotion and look at the facts. Is Bitcoin still a viable investment? Is the thesis still there? The answer is yes. In fact, once we get regulation, I truly believe you will have a ton of big money coming in. So
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there. So he basically said exactly what I'm trying to communicate, and that's what I'm mentioning here in regards to how the Bitcoin community looks at this. So if you believe in drip and you believe in the thesis, if it's still intact and you believe in Forex, then stop crying about people saying the price could go lower. That has absolutely nothing to do with the long-term fundamental value of the token or asset that you are allocating your principal to. Bitcoin maximalists don't come to Gareth and cry that he gave them a forecast of $6,000. And that is in the cards. Will it happen? Maybe not. But like he said, you need to be prepared just in case which means that you should be dollar cost averaging into strong fundamental projects that you believe in, not buying all in at once. This is the lessons I had to learn the hard way. I thought that drip was going to hold at 50, then hold at 20, hold at 10, hold at 5, and it didn't. So, but I still believe in it. And if I could go back, I mentioned this on my channel before, I would just have kept some capital on the side and dollar cost average in. Right now, my dollar cost average price is about $3.18. And that's 2x higher than what it's currently sitting at. And actually two and some change. So I can't get that back unless I put more capital in, and I didn't save any capital on the sidelines. So whenever I put out a projection like I did on my channel, I don't have it up, thought I did, but about drip going to 10 cents, that just shows just the fundamentals and what would happen if nothing changes. And you just need to be prepared for that. And like you said, when there's bearish sentiment in the market, you have to decide whether or not you are going to dollar cost average into the position, whether you're going to allocate additional capital. And if you believe the thesis is still intact, and if you believe in the actual utility of the asset, then stop trading with your emotions and stop crying in the comments because the chart's not doing what you want it to, or somebody's sharing insight that you don't agree with. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It's the facts. You can't dispute the tokenomics and the chart, and if things continue on the same trajectory. Now, there are a lot of variables that come into that, but I'm just showing one of those things, just like he shows in his chart here, running a TA. Now, drip, you can't run traditional TA. So all I can do is actually just show the buys and sells and historically what has been happening. But the big thing is, like he said, stop trading with your emotions. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel, as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. And shouts out to those of you who stuck around this long, because that is going to be your first scavenger hunt word for the month of December, or first half of December, I should say, emotions. So we're going to use that as the word. If you're familiar, or if you're not familiar with how this works, basically I give random words in different videos throughout the 1st through the 15th of each month. And then whenever I give the last video and last word, you just have to have them all in order with your buddy address, and you can win drip airdrops. So that is the word for this first word in the month of December. So anyway, going back to Gareth Soloway. So the whole point I'm getting at in this is that, yeah, the drip community needs to stop trading with their emotions, needs to stop crying about FUD. There's no such, it's not FUD when you're looking at market fundamentals. There's no fear for me whenever I tell you that I could see drip going to 10 cents. There's no uncertainty in that either, because I'm looking at the chart and there's no doubt. It's just fundamentals, whether you like it or not. And I do believe in the thesis and what Forex is building, and in the community itself. I've said that multiple times on my channel. So I believe long term this will be an opportunity, and I wish I had some more dry powder to add on the sidelines. But I'm sitting right now in a position where I put up about 40 grand, and I am not comfortable trying to scrape together some more pennies to add to my position. That's technically what you should be doing, and that's how I was able to get my dollar cost average position down so much. But I just didn't expect it to go here, and I didn't save any dry powder to do so. So those of you that, you know, watch my channel and see me put this kind of content out and understand that it's information based on analysis and trends, then you'll know to definitely keep some powder along on the sidelines if you're not already fully invested like myself. And if you are, then the best thing you can do is just hydrate and compound, and of course educate yourself on the fundamentals and what is likely to happen, so that if the worst case scenario happens and it goes lower, then you're not going to be crying in the comments, and you're not going to panic sell. There's a couple people in my comments that have said they're starting to sell right now. I still believe in the project, so I'm not selling. I've showed you guys my wallets and showed you that I'll continue to hydrate and compound. So that's the whole point of putting this data out there, so you can be prepared for what might happen. And if he's saying, like in this, that Bitcoin could go down to as low as 6K, that is a 60% drop from there. And if it's a 60% drop in Bitcoin, then we're going to see BNB and the other alts take a bigger hit. So just 50% from here would be $1.80. So we're looking at 70 cents to 60 cents if BTC does that. And even if BTC doesn't do that, we already have what I showed you guys on my channel, the sells outweighing the buys. Now, at some stage, there will be some kind of break-even pain point where there's the sells that are coming in can't damage the price too much because of the liquidity that's tied and paired to Binance. And remember, at these prices, whenever you sell drip, it takes that much more drip to make a dent in the liquidity. What do I mean by that? Well, right now at about $1.60, we'll just call it $2 because it's easy math. That will require 50 drip for you to get $100. Well, when drip was at $5, that would only be 20 drip. So it's actually slowly causing less and less effect on the price. So I don't believe that 10 cents is in the cards. That's just showing the fundamentals of what could happen. But there will be some more pain, in my opinion. I hope there's not. But just looking at it from a fundamental standpoint, it's coming, and I'm preparing myself for that. That's why I'm not wrecking my position, and I'm continuing to hydrate and compound on all my accounts and migrating capital, as I showed you guys, over to the animal farm, because that is where the attention is, and that's where a lot of the eyes are going to come from in this bear market. Drip is a bull market product. Animal farm is a bear market product and a bull market product, but it shines best in the bear market. So I don't see a big reversal until the bull run comes back and there's more capital being allocated, and that way the other fundamentals that Forex is building, like with Scratchy, like the layer 2, and like with the dogs of fortune, all that is more for people looking to take high risk plays. But the low risk option right now is the reservoir, for example, and pigs and dogs. That has nothing to do with drip, unfortunately. The reservoir kind of, has a little bit to do with drip, but that's not going to cause a price appreciation. That's just going to cause price stability. Reservoir is to secure a price floor. Buying tokens from the swap gives us a price pump. So that's why I keep telling you guys, we're not going to see any major improvements in the price action anytime soon, and you need to prepare yourself for that. So again, wrapping up, drip community needs to stop trading with their emotions, stop crying about FUD. It's not FUD, it's facts, and they need to get out of their feelings and into the fundamentals and understand how things work out. If you don't like that kind of content, don't come to my channel, because I'm not going to sugarcoat things and try to make your feelings feel better. Take your feelings out of this and trade with the data and the analysis. That's all I got for that. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that content. If you did, smash that HBO special, help a brother out, lift daily, and achieve your impossible. See ya.